Hey Canucks fans, welcome to another edition of Ask Me Anything. I'm Canuck Clay. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. This is my Canucks take, all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Tuesday, November the 16th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. And as always, this vlog is brought to you by Perform and Transform, personal training and weight loss. Sign up now for a free 7-day trial. Use the link in my video description below. Delayed this by a couple days because it was a bit of a busy weekend with the meetup and everything, but now I have a good set of questions actually to answer. So let's get right to it. Hero member Just Incredible says this: if you weren't working for the church, what would your dream occupation be? Wow. I'm going to try and keep my answer realistic because I would love to say, superstar athlete or famous musician or whatever. But I think if I wasn't working for the church, my dream occupation would be, that's half realistic, would be actually to be a full-time public speaker. It's funny how I stuttered when I say public speaker, but yes, I would love to be a public speaker. I've spoken at many conferences, including up to 2,000 or 3,000 students at one of the conferences I did in Houston. I've traveled to Johannesburg, South Africa to speak there. And I've emceed 18 wedding receptions over my lifetime. So I'm comfortable. I've emceed and facilitated a lot of events as well for work and as a speaker. So I'm very comfortable in front of a microphone, very comfortable in front of a camera. So I think my dream job would be to be a public speaker if I wasn't working for the church right now. Great question, Justin. Azhar says this: when do you think both Benning and Travis Green will be let go? And what do you think is wrong with Petey? By the way, your vlogs are awesome, brother. Thank you, Azhar. When do I think both Benning and Travis Green will be let go? I thought it might be at the end of the road trip. Then I heard that nothing's going to happen until the end of this homestand. But then I heard from Matt Zakaris that there are actually high-level management meetings, or maybe even higher than management, right? Because not Benning, maybe it was Aquilini and the board of governors, or Aquilini and his brothers were meeting today, yesterday, Monday, and today as well, Tuesday. So something could happen as early as this week, but I'm not sure if it is going to happen, but it could be as early as this week. And what do I think is wrong with Petey? I think it's half confidence, half not completely fully recovered. Not just half. I think it's confidence, not fully recovered, and yes, he hasn't played a lot of hockey in the past calendar year. Brett says, do you think it's time for Benning to go? Yeah, I do. I think Benning more than Green, despite him putting a decent roster on the ice this year. It's been 8 seasons of futility, really, with only 2 playoff runs in there. So yes, I would. I like Benning, but I would not be opposed if they ended up letting him go. Other than the bubble, this team has been getting worse, not better after 8 years. And yeah, some would say the bubble was a bit of a mirage because Minnesota wasn't that good of a team. St. Louis didn't want to be there. They said as much. And then against Vegas, we were actually outplayed very badly. The only reason why we did so well is because of Thatcher Demko. Sharnpreet says, who will replace Green and Benning if they are fired? Travis Green, I think of 3 or 4 guys. I've always said Bruce Boudreau. I'm really high on Dan Bylsma as well. I really like what he did with Pittsburgh. Then there's also options like Claude Julien as well, and even Mike Babcock. But my first 2 front runners for Green, to replace Green, if they fire him, would be Boudreau and Bylsma. Then when it comes to Benning, I'm not as knowledgeable on the potential GMs. People talk about Gillis and Gilman coming back, but one name that's out there a little bit is Eric Tulsky. He's the analytics wizard. He's the assistant GM for Carolina, so that's another name you could keep your eye on. Sir Francis, thoughts on having the Sedin twins work in tandem as both the head coach and the GM? I'm not sure, Francis, if that's their strong suit. First, I think it's too early. They've only been here for a few months. I think they need more time in the organization. And I'm not sure if that's what they're called to do, is to coach and to be a GM. Obviously, they're 2 smart guys. They succeed at everything that they do, but I'm not sure if that's the best place for them right now. Lazy Husband says, great interview on CTV News. Thank you. Would you consider training for and running the BMO Marathon next May? That came up from someone on my streams. as much as I'm in much better shape than I was even 2 months ago, I don't think a marathon is the right thing for me because I'm happy to get my 10,000 steps, not going for 26 miles. While I enjoy being in shape, I like my newfound confidence in being in better shape. I don't think that the marathon is for me. So would I consider training for it? I barely consider it, and I don't know if that makes the most sense. Ethan Ramos says, who do you think needs to pick up the pace on the Canucks? I think Elias Pettersson and Brock Besser. Those two guys need to be among our best players, and they haven't shown to be as yet. So I'll pick Pettersson and Besser. Shane Alexander says, what are some things that the Canucks are missing now that Virtanen is no longer there? Well, I'm not going to equate my answer just because Virtanen's missing, because Virtanen was very inconsistent in the way that he played, and he wasn't the prototypical power forward that we wanted him to be. So what are we missing? Well, we do miss his speed. I will say that. He was a very good skater, very fast skater. But aside from that, he didn't have really good hands. He didn't have the best hockey IQ. So I will say that we are missing his skating, his ability to find open ice. SK, thoughts on Pettersson's performance? Yeah, I hinted at it earlier. It's a little disappointing. I thought he was coming out of it during the homestand, but no, he's still struggling. And I think it's a combination of confidence and maybe not fully recovered. And then you got to remember that he hasn't played a lot of hockey in the past year or so. Ethan asked this, a different Ethan. Ethan saying, will the Canucks be at 500 before December? So I'm going to give you an interesting answer for this. I think they could be at 500 before December. There are only 4 games out of it. But that doesn't mean they're going to be a playoff team, because you got to be way above 500 to make the playoffs. I peg them as having to go 38, 22, and 6 in their final 66 games. 38, 22, and 6, that's a lot. So will the Canucks be at 500 before December? They have a chance for sure. And Shua says this, if you had to trade 2, a PD, Hughes, Miller, Horvat, Demko, who would you choose and why? If I had to choose 2, I'm going Miller and Horvat. If I had to choose, because I want Demko to stay, and I think PD and Hughes are still, franchise level players. So it doesn't mean I want to do, but if I had to pick 2 from that list, it would be Miller and Horvat. And ironically or coincidentally, those are the 2 guys that are coming up for contract at the end of next season, not this season. Brock Besser's the big name at the end of the season. All right, Canucks fans, I hope I answered your questions to your satisfaction. I want to give a shout out to my hero members, nucksfan number 29, Justin Credible, Lucas Gates, and Andrew Chang, and to Hall of Fame members, Jens95, simalexander, Chris Seifried, Andrew Broomfield, Shannon Hollingworth, Carol Bovenlander, and HSM Fangirl Gaming. Thanks for your support as always, and thanks to the support of all members of all levels. If you want to become a member of the CCC Crew, press the join button underneath this or in my videos, or the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. So subscribe if you'd like to, like this video if you'd like to, leave a comment down below if you'd like to, become a member of this channel if you'd like to. Let me know your reaction to any of my answers, and if you want to offer some answers of your own. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Have a great day. God bless, and go Canucks go.